CSC 347 for your section. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means we are going to be start the class with our course outline discussion. CC 347. Okay. Can you see the PDF file on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So this is here that we are having the course outline for this semester. Our course code is the CSC 347, and we are doing here the computer hardware and maintenance. That is the theory part. Yes, as I yesterday mentioned, that we are having here the 2 credit hours for the lab and 2 credits are for the theory. So here the theory is. So we are going to be have the 2 hours class in a week. And I said you yesterday that this is the contact information. So if you need, you can use my mobile phone number and email address. And again, that the consultation hour for your section, that the E. So I said you that same thing here, that this is the formality, that 1 hour consultation, sorry, 2 hours consultation for that 2 credit hours. So it is just given a time in the course outline, but you can contact with me anytime when when you're required to talk with me. You can actually give me the call in this number, or you can send me an email. So here the course catalog description. So here basically going to be focused on this 6 topics into the theory that includes with the PC components. This is a very big basic chapter. That is actually very useful to know that the basic things of this course, even though the course size is actually a bit bigger. And then we are having the motherboards and buses. That is also a very big. There are so many contents actually in this topic we are going to be discussed. So it is the one of the most important topic actually for this computer hardware course. Not only here, but also that the lab, both of the places. This is the topic we should have to understand properly to understand the other topics, because everything should need to be connected with this motherboard. Okay, so that is what actually we are going to be take some time to understand this topic. And then it is coming about that the main components of the computer system, like the first CPU. So we are going to be have a detailed discussions about that the CPU, the central processing unit. That is going to be. We should have to understand the topic that okay, what is the CPU? We are going to be have that. The detail. The course, the tentative course schedule we are having there. We are going to be discuss that what are the things we are going to be studying. Then, as I said, there are 3 things, that 3 main computers. These main components. These are the 3 actually. That central processing unit, and then data storage means here that the memory. So we are going to be discuss about the primary memory as well as some secondary memory, both into the data storage. And our focus is going to be one memory, one types of memory from that primary memory, and one type of memory from the secondary memory. So here we are going to be target the RAM. Here we are going to be target the hard disks. So this is our target. For the memory. And third main computer component is going to be the input output devices. So we are going to be discuss about that. Okay, what are the input devices and our output devices are there? We should have to know that actually. So we are actually going to be target only that maybe only one input device from here on, and there are going to be some discussion into that the PC components as well. As while we are discussing about these 3 main components, we are going to be talk about the IO devices, but particularly specifically we are going to be talk about keyboard from IO devices. And then we are going to be have the PC diagnostics, testing, and maintenance. So this is this is the topic we are going to be discuss here. So here we are going to be learn about some of that problems that actually occurs into that the computer system. So what type of problems can be occurs? It is the hardware problem or software problem. So how we are going to be tackle these problems? What are going to be the tips to have the maintenance of that the computer system? So also that the security is one of the part is there inside of this topic. So we are going to be discuss. It's coming on the course outline. So here the course objectives we are having. So this is what yesterday I said that we are targeting actually in this course, that PC support technician. So this is actually that the main keywords for this our course, that actually we want to make sure that we are going to be handle our computer system by our own. Okay, so we are not going to be move here and there for actually fixing that the minor problems of the computer system. So to do that, we should have to study this course properly, as well as, I mean, if we're learning this course, I mean, learning the topics properly in this course, then actually we'll be able to handle the other people's computer. We will be able to help others as well to fix up that the business problem. So it said the provide an understanding of underlying principles of computer hardware maintenance and provide an understanding of the architecture and functionality of all major components of the computer system. The courses is designed to guide students to develop skills required to become a proficient personal computer support technician. So this is going to be our target. So we are going to be talk about the different topics related to that. I mean, the different hardware components and their major functionalities, that okay, how they works, and also that, I mean, the PC diagnostic, then that troubleshooting actually, that then that the security is going to be discussed. So here we are having that our three course learning outcomes. So if you're doing this course, then these are our three targets. We are going to be talk about explain the working of three main components of the computer. So that what actually we see, you can see here that the three main components. And then we are going to be have the working of motherboard. So that I said very important. The CPU we are going to be discussed. With that discussion, GPU will also come. That is the graphics processing unit. And then you are having that the cache memory, that is going to become SRAM architecture, DRAM architecture, and their working procedures are going to be study, hard drive, hard disk drive, and actually so on. So we said the keyboard also going to be discussed. So then it is going to be identify computer problems, maintain computer, repair hardware, and protect computers from malware. So here actually the security for the computer systems are going to be also studied. So you're going to see that actually what other things are there. So this is also one of the main main targeting point, that okay, identify computer problems. So I have to first understand that what the problem is. So if I understand that what the problem I am having into my computer system, then only I'm going to be able to actually take the actions that okay, how I am going to be fix it up. Okay, how I am going to be fix up the problems. So then there is the prepare technical report on contemporary hardware components. So that is actually kind of a group work that usually I do. I prepare that the groups into the class, like 6 or 7 students in a group, and each group actually going to be get a topic from that the discussions that what we have done, like motherboard, like CPU. So these are the cache memory, or maybe that primary memory, or maybe secondary memory. So these are the usual topics actually I give to the groups. Why I give it, because so that there are 5 groups, group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3, so that there are 3 groups, for example. And yes, I mean, we are actually going to be discuss these topics into the class. So look that, I mean, because this is the 2 hours to credit our course, that it's not possible to actually go the depth of a topic like motherboard, the depth of a topic for the CPU, depth of a topic for the other topics. So what I do is that I give these topics to these groups. So what the group does, the group say that this is the first group, they have assigned motherboard. So they study about the motherboards. I mean, we are actually the topic is like the trains of motherboards. That means developments of motherboard. Okay, so from that the early time of birth of motherboard, computer motherboard, and to now, that actually the development, right? So I mean, maybe every single day that there are new motherboards coming with the new features and new development and new facilities, or maybe that new extension is there with that the motherboard design, right? So of course that the motherboard need to be each and every components of the computer system is need to be upgraded. So you know that, I mean, the CPU, that the central processing unit, the processor is actually also upgrading day by day. So we are always talking about that the CPU, because it is that the brain of the computer. So we always tell that, okay, that if my CPU is the fastest, so as because it is fastest, that means my computer is going to be fastest. Yes, it is right what you're telling, but you should have to make sure that, I mean, with the improvement of the CPU, that, I mean, CPU does not work alone into the computer system, right? So this CPU need to be, for example, installed into the motherboard, into the CPU socket. So this for that the improvement you have done here with that the CPU, that CPU must need to be installed into the CPU socket on the motherboard, right? So that means the improvement of motherboard is also needed, right? So that, I mean, each of the components are going to be communicate with each other into that the computer system. So yes, I mean, of course, that the CPU is that the main component. He is going to be take all the actions, executions on the computer system. So that means he needs to communicate with that maybe the graphical processing unit, or maybe that the graphics card, right? He needs to communicate with that the cache memory. He needs to communicate with that the DRAM, right? So that is what, I mean, it is going to be needed. So that, what does it mean? It means that you need again that improvements with the motherboard, because the bits are going to be moved from CPU to RAM via the bus lines. So that means bus lines, that we say that the buses, so bus lines need to be improved, right? So the RAM you're having, that the RAM should need to be improved. So I mean, look at each and every components of the computer system are neat with the same upgrade that what we are talking about with the CPU. So this is what we should have to know about the development of the motherboard. We should have to know development of the CPU. We should have to know the development of the memory. So this way, the five groups are dealing with the five topics. So they study the development, means that every what I suggest them that from every decade select a motherboard. Okay, so that means every 10 years, from every 10 years you select an Intel motherboard, select an AMD motherboard. Okay, so again for the after the next decade, select again one Intel motherboard, one AMD motherboard. So now actually next decade do the same. This way come up to now, and just, I mean, with that the same keywords, I mean, take the notes for each of the motherboards. So you're going to be able to compare that, okay, from one decade motherboard, Intel motherboard, to the another decade Intel motherboard. So what are the changes are there? Okay, so in case of the Intel, it's same. AMD, it is same, right? So you are going to be see that a lot of changes actually decade to decade with the motherboards. So I mean, if from each decade you are taking the two motherboards, and at last you are going to be compared them. So after showing that, getting the comparison with the keywords, you will be able to find it out that, okay, last 10 year, last decade, what you had with the motherboard, and in this decade what you are having, and maybe in future what are the things are coming on the motherboard. So this is how that it is the same way that this for the CPU you're going to be do the same. So maybe you're going to select an Intel processor, you're going to select an AMD processor. So from a decade you're doing this, and the next decade you're doing the same thing. That next decade released CPU for Intel and AMD, and the next decade released CPU and AMD, Intel and AMD. So this way you are collecting that the informations, that their architectures, their features, right? Their units, the different units like functional units, like GPU, like cache memory. So they are improving, right? So this is how that the groups are going to be deal with the topic. And at the end, we are going to be do some. We are going to be do a seminar. On the seminar, the groups are going to be do the presentation on the topics. So what is going to be happen? That all the students of the class, including me, we are going to be follow that group presentation, and we are going to be know the detailed information about each of the components. So that is actually the target on that. I mean, in this the project work into this course, right? So so this is you should have to prepare a report on the topic group wise, and then you are going to submit it, and you are going to be do a presentation at the end of the semester. Okay, so that is actually I have discussed here. That, I mean, I hope that you understand. And again, we are going to be discuss it when that project is going to be assigned, and I'm going to be give you some information that how you should have. I have already said that how you're going to be do this work. This is not nothing that you're going to be invent. There is nothing that actually some complex complex problem that you have to solve. You just need to be collect the informations from the internet, and you are going to be combine them together into a report. So how you're going to be write the report, I'm going to be give you a direction, and after preparing the report, based on that the report, you're going to be prepare the presentation, and you're going to be do it into the class. So that is going to be your project work actually. And so this is what we are going to be. Again, I'm going to be revise them when I'm going to be assigned that the topic to you. And this is already I have yesterday explained that how that the CPO and POs need to be connected for the BCSE program. I've said you that about the Bloom's taxonomy. Yes, the delivery method and assessment tool. So here we are having the three course learning outcome. So with that, the three course learning outcome, we are going to be cover the PO1 and PO10. So this is going to be our target. So you can understand that, I mean, we are targeting PO1. That means actually the most of the things of this course are going to be that understanding level, knowing and understanding level. Okay, so you must need to be actually memorize the things as well as you should have to understand this. Then you are going to be, I mean, then you are going to be have a good idea about that the different topics of this course. And this is that the book actually that we are going to be follow. The soft copy of the book is going to be shared into the Facebook group, the upgrading and repairing pieces. But basically, what I like is that, I mean, for each of the topic of this course, I will try to give you the lecture notes. I'm going to be lecture note means you are not that the slides hard copy is going to be given to you, and beside that you are going to be get a detailed lecture note. Okay, so that is going to be useful for you to study that different things for a lecture. So but this is that our textbook. We are going to be keep it with us. I'm going to be upload this soft copy of this book. So any detailed information you need, you can go to this book, as well as you can the internet you are having, the largest network in this world that you are having with you. So you can also Google a lot of, I mean, many of that informations. A lot of things are there actually. Repositor that we call that the internet is. So I mean, whatever you're going to be looking for, you're going to get a lot of information from that Google web blogs, maybe that you can get it from some YouTube videos. So a lot of information are there. So whatever that you're not understanding, you can actually search on the internet, and actually you'll be able to get that detailed information that what you're looking for. So this is your class session, and in this class session, yes, we are going to be have the two classes, Monday and Tuesday. So yes, I mean, in one sense, this is good. That Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, right? 3 days. I mean, this harder course class, so daily basis, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that is what, I mean, we are going to be do. This is physically the room number is 606 and 602. We do not know that actually we'll be able to move to this room for this semester also not. Okay, anyway, so this is our tentative lectures schedules, topics to discuss. So this is what we are doing actually at this moment. We are discussing about the course outline. This introduction part is done in yesterday class, so we are not going to follow it now. And then they said that the first lecture is going to be started on tomorrow. That is about the computer basics. So there are actually several topics are there. The presentation or chapter is big, but this is a very useful chapter that because you are going to be know, I mean, or revise, you'll be able to revise that the information you already know about that the computer. So it is a good chapter that I mean gives you an basic ideas about the computer hardware and maintenance. So here we are going to be talking about fundamental functions of a computer and how it works. Already we have seen that that is actually the input processing and output. Already have seen that there are three main components. So this is the hardware. What is the hardware? What is the software? What is the firmware that we are going to be discuss? And then we're going to be discuss about three main components a bit in detail. That what is that the CPU, what types of CPUs are there, and how it works, and then the memory. So we are going to be having discussions about the memory, what it is, what types of memories are there, what is the input device, what is the output device, and examples of the input device and output device. So that is actually our tomorrow's class discussions. In that the same lecture that the computer basics, we are going to be have this system unit 1 2. So three classes actually are going to be spent for the computer basics, this lecture number 1. So here in that the system unit, we are going to be discuss about the basic system units. That means there are different actually system units that there for the computer system, like that you are having that the desktop computer, right? So it can be that the desktop computer has the varieties. I mean that there are various system units are there, which actually the computers are designed with that. I mean that the laptop, desktop, then maybe the notebook, right? Then you are having tab. So these are actually that the device. You'll see from bigger to smaller. Day by day, it is getting smaller, and now it's something in your pocket. That the smartphone you're having. So that I mean each of the system that you are looking for, that the desktop computer, laptop computer, notebook, tab, smartphone. So these are the devices you're having. So each of them are having a system unit, right? So there is a each of them are having the different input output devices, like that for the desktop computer your keyboard mouse is separated, but for laptop it is actually with the laptop itself that actually you are having the keyboard and pointer. So you're having that with that the laptop you're having that the speakers inbuilt, right? So but in the case of desktop it is not. So there are several, I mean, differences between the different system units that we are having for the computer. Okay, so that we are going to be look after that. Okay, what are the systems are there, and then this is a topic is important that data and instruction. So look that, I mean, this is what is the data, what is the instruction that we have to understand. Basically, I mean, this is a topic is going to be really important that to understand that, okay, the processor we are having, that you know that whatever the commands we're giving to the computer system, the processor is actually taking action on that. So that the instructions we're talking about, it is already given to that the CPU, already given to that the processor. So if I'm asking you that what is your name, like that, if I'm asking you a question that what is your name, immediately it comes from you. From where? From where you are delivering it. You are actually when I'm telling it, you have this instruction that, okay, if I'm asking that what is your name, then your answer is my name is Mr. X, for example. So where from it is coming from your system. You know that. I mean, this is the question, and this is going to be the answer. But if I am telling you the different language, that okay, 안녕하세요, 안녕하세요. So if you know the Korean language, then actually you'll understand that, okay, this means hello or good morning. Okay. So there are different languages are there. So whatever the instructions you are having into the brain, in your brain, if I'm asking that তোমার নাম কি, তুমি কি করো? So if I'm asking that in Bengali, then you know that the answer, because this is your mother tongue. So you have the instructions into your brain. You'll be able to actually answer those questions I'm asking to you. But if I'm asking some questions that with the different language or with the different expressions, maybe you'll be not know them. Your memory, your system does not know it, so you'll not be able to answer. So that is what the computer system also are having some instructions. So whatever that the commands we are giving to him, so what he understand, that he is going to be able to solve. But what he does not, I mean, he will not be able to do it, right? So that your desktop computer does not know that. I mean, if you are telling to Google that, okay, search IUBAT, your Google is not going to be respond into your desktop computer. But in the smart in that your smartphone, if there is a voice recognition system, so if you're telling it to him, then if he understands, definitely he'll go and search for the IUBAT in Google. So this is what the system to system difference. So that the instructions you're giving to the system. So we say that the computer is fastest. Computer is computer is a smart system. Computer is the fastest. Computer is better than human. Wrong. All the things are good. I mean, if I'm giving some mathematical calculations to you, then maybe it is going to be taken a long time to calculate by you. But if you're giving to a computer to some complex equations or complex mathematics, then he will be able to calculate it within nanosecond, right? Before 1 second, he'll calculate it. So you cannot say that, okay, the computer is better than the human. Why? Because that he's a machine and you are not, right? You're not. You're a human. You have created the PC, right? So that whatever the commands you're giving to the computer, he is going to be able to work on it. He's not going to be do the work alone, right? So he's doing the work, that what the formula he has, but he does not have any feeling, right? That the feeling you have. So that is what that I mean. Of course, that human is better than computer system. Of course, that the human, there is no comparison should be to be there that between the human and computer system. So that the instructions, the data and instructions we are talking about. So you should have to understand these are the instructions are given already computer system. So what I am telling to my computer, he'll be able to understand that, okay, based on that the instructions has been given, so that the processor is working, the brain of the computer system that we call, that actually are having some instructions. Okay, so that the instructions, according to that the instructions, actually CPU decide that, okay, if a user is giving a command to the computer system, so how to work with that the command, the CPU decide, CPU execute that the command. So that this is the topic is really, I mean, important to understand that how the CPU works with an instruction. Then the system board. So this is actually the motherboard. Same thing. System board we call the main board, motherboard. This is actually we are going to be also know that what is a system board. And then we are having the microprocessor. So we are going to be talk about what is the microprocessors are, is, and what type of the different types of microprocessors are there. So we are going to be, these are actually the basic part. So we are going to be briefly discuss about them. And then we are having the memory chips. So we are having RAM, we are having ROM, we are having CMOS. So we are going to be talk about them here. Then we are going to be have the system clock. What is it? We are going to be know about the system clock definition with an example. And then we are going to be know about the expansion slots and cards. So that was, we are talking about the PCI slot, where actually we are going to be install the sound card, TV card, cutter, then that LAN card, and so on. So external cards are going to be installed into that the external slots, so the expansion slots. So we are going to be talk about them. Then we are having that the different bus lines. I said that the importance of the bus line. That's so that we are going to be discuss that what is the bus line and what type of bus lines are there and how they works. And then we are having the expansion buses. So there are different expansion buses are there for the different purposes, audio purposes, graphical purposes, and so on. So we are going to discuss about them. There are different ports we are having into the computer system. So we are going to be know about them, what ports are there, and what are the each port's activities. So we should have to recognize by seeing them that, okay, what type of ports are there and what is the use of them. Then we are having the different types of cables. You know that we are using the different types of cables especially in the desktop computer system. So we should have to know that what types of cables are there. Like we are having cables and connectors as well, right? Cables and connectors are there. You should have to know like that for what type of cable we are using for connecting the keyboard with the system unit. Then we are having that for the printer we are having the different cable and connectors. Then for the keyboard we are having these days actually we are using the USB connector for connecting the mouse and the keyboard, so or the printer. And then there are of course that the wireless facilities are also there, that is not mentioned. So there are different types of cables we are going to be we talk about. The serial ports and the parallel ports are going to be discussed. The power supply, what it is and what is the job of the power supply, that is going to be discussed. So by this next three class, we are going to be discuss here. I said that this chapter is a bit bigger. So these are the topics we are going to be covered, and these are the topics is going to be give us some sort of feeling that yes, we know that what are the things are there inside the computer system. So this is that the topic is going to be discussed. Then we are going to be start that the motherboard and buses. So this is the topic. Basically, it is going to be discussed into that your lab as well as into that your theory class. So we are going to be intelligently study this topic so that we can finish it. Quickly because I say that this is the one of the most important topic that we should have to understand the hardware course. So that's why we're going to be spend enough time on this course topic, and we are going to be try to learn as much as possible from this the theory and the lab course. So we are going to be discuss both places. So it is going to be we'll be able to give the more time on it. So that is our target is going to be. So what is motherboard, and then the form factors and motherboard of motherboard. So as I said yesterday that the casing that while discussed. So the casing is going to be developed based on that the different form factors of the different motherboards. We said the different vendors are there, like that Asus motherboard is there, then the Intel motherboard is there, Gigabyte is there. There are varieties like boards are there. So we should have to know that actually what form factors of them, right? So the motherboard can be for that the Asus, the different motherboards are there, with the different sizes motherboards are there. So we should have to know that different ATX motherboards and BTX motherboards form factors, that means size of those of that different motherboards. Then the comparisons of different motherboards, that is actually that difference between the ATX and BTX motherboards. So we are going to be compare the different ATX motherboards with the different BTX motherboards, and we are able to understand actually what are the differences among them. Then the components of a motherboard. The components of a motherboard includes here that okay, there are varieties. Electronics devices. There are varieties. Connectors. There are varieties components like the CPU socket. You're having the RAM slots. You're having the PCI slots. You're having the graphics card slot. You're having the express bridge. You're having that the USB headers. You're having that the BIOS. You're having that the CMOS battery. You're having that the P4 power pin connector, main source power source of the motherboard. You're going to be have there that the SATA connectors, FATA connectors. You're going to be have there the fan connectors. You're going to be have there big list, that the back panel connectors. So there are big list actually are there into that the motherboard. So we need to identify them. We need to have to understand that what they are into the motherboard and what are the activities or works of them, right? How we are going to use them. So we should have to understand this is the fact actually we're going to be covered with that the different motherboard pictures. We're going to be compare them to understand them. So this is going to be our target, and after that we are going to be have the detailed discussion on motherboard components, like that what actually I mentioned here. This is that the components we're talking about. So that the different sockets, memory slots, chipset, bus architecture, firmware, and BIOS. So these are the facts we are going to be discussed. And yes, by this we are going to be here a quiz. So that the quiz we are talking about, that quiz actually is for that the first lecture. that the quiz is going to be held for the first lecture that we have finished here. So we are going to be have a sorry first lecture. So we are going to be have a quiz as well into the third week. So maybe the class number 5 or class number 6. We are going to let you know. I mean, I'm going to let you know that when the quiz one is going to be held. So that then the motherboard discussions here, it connectors, BIOS and CMOS. So there are three lectures, 3 hours time, 4 hours time for this topic. Actually, I have kept, as I said, that I mean we are going to be spend much time on it. So maybe that this is going to be the discussions will be continuously go on into that the third maybe from the third week we are going to be started. So by the third week actually we are going to be able to finish this motherboard topic. So after finishing the motherboard topic, I have kept 1 hour class, I mean, as a revision. So based on that, the demand, the topics, what we have discussed here, after the motherboard from the beginning, from the first class, after the motherboard, then there can be actually revise based on that, the demand of the students. So this is what we are going to be doing here, that, and then we are going to be moved to the first examination. So according to our plan, the first term examination is going to be here, but you know that I mean this online situations that registry is going to be assigned as the date for the first term examination. So based on that, the university that assigned at the first term week, we are going to be decide the date that when we are going to be do the first term examination for this course. And then the review of the first term examination I have kept. So these are the three class I have kept here, so that if we need them for discussing any topics that, or maybe it can be happen that the motherboard I have kept that the 4 days, but it's not enough. So 1 day extra day we can take from here on. Or maybe for that the computer basics we are trying to telling that we are going to be cover it with the 2 class, but maybe 3 class, maybe it can be take 4 class. So that is what actually I have kept here, that the revision part and the first time, and the day we are going to be do the exam, and the next day we are going to be review on that the exam questions, that okay, what are the answers you have given for the questions, and what is going to be the correct answers, and I mean how you should have to explain that the questions into this course. So this is going to be discussed here. So this is only for first time we are going to be do the review, but for the other exams we are not. So other exam, right, like the after midterm there is no review. Okay. So next, after finish that the review exam, then we are going to be talk about the project work. So yeah, that the CLO 3 comes. That so he signed topic, project topic, guidelines, and report writing. So these are the 3 facts we are going to be discussed. So the group wise topics are going to be assigned to you, and on that the same day we are going to be discuss about the guidelines, that okay, what how you are going to be do the project. Actually I have already explained to you, but I'm going to be explaining in detail, more detail on that time after assigning the project. And then I'm going to be give you some documents that okay, how to write the report, and we are going to be discuss that okay, how we are going to be formatting writing the reports on that the different topics. So this is going to be our task. And then next class we are going to be talk about the central processing unit. So this is a bit detailed discussion will come about the CPU. So we are going to be learn about the CPU operation. That is actually we are going to be have a very nice illustration with the phase decode and execute. So I mean that is going to be one of the CPU operation. One of the illustration is going to be help us to understand that how I mean the real time that the CPU works with an instruction. So before going to that, we are having the instruction data and register information. So there is actually we are going to be talk about CPU's different instruction set like CISC and RISC. So for that, yeah, we are going to be know them that okay, how what is that the CISC, and so what is the RISC. So in detail a bit with the example. And we know already that there are different registers are there inside that the processor. So we are going to be know that what are the main registers are there, and what are the usability or functionality of those registers. Actually, why these registers are there into that in the CPU that we're going to know them. And then we are talking about the cache memory. This is an important topic. So yes, to improve the CPU's operation, that we need that the cache memories, and we going to be know that what is the reason that we need the cache memory between that the CPU and RAM. So the cache memory, there are different levels of cache memory, the level 1, level 2, level 3 inside the processor. So we are going to be study about them, and we're going to be learning out that actually what is the importance of cache memory and how that the cache memory is going to be improved that the CPU's operations. So that is actually going to be targeted here. There are different units out there, so functionality is one of them. So we are going to be discuss about that the ALU unit, then the control unit, the arithmetic logic unit, and then the functional unit. So there are different units out there, so we need to learn it. And then we are, as I said, that the illustration is a good illustration is going to be there to understand the phase decode and execute how it is happening for an instruction. So this is what here the two classes. The third classes we are going to be talk about the different transistors. Okay, wow, actually that is a very simple thing that how the transistor works that we are going to be see. And this is the pipelining. So this is another architecture or another technique that is going to be improved that the CPU's operations. So we are going to be learn it that okay what how that CPU works with the parallel lines to improve actually to do that the multiple task. You know that actually our computer is doing the multiple task at the same time. That means you will be able to you will be able to a live match. You're able to watch a live match. You'll be able to watch the music. You will be able to work on a Word file. You're going to be able to play the game at the same time. Actually, there are different tasks in the computer you can do. So that is actually done with that. The CPU is actually working with that the different applications at the same time. So that means actually it has it should have to know that how to work with each and every applications at the same time. So that is the multi-programming, multi-tasking, or that multi-processing. There are different level comes. Actually, even these are the topics actually comes with the operating system that how the threads or process is going to be work on uh, with that the CPU. But here we are going to be discuss about only the pipeline. So that is a way that actually the CPU is going to be able to work parallelly with the different instructions. So this is going to be our topic, the processor we are going to be discuss on. And after that, your revision of the midterm syllabus. So yes, we're going to be do that the lecture number 1 to that the lecture number 3 we are going to be discuss here in the revision class. So this is also on demand, that whatever that the questions you have in your mind, that actually we'll be able to discuss this here on. And then updates of the project. So this is what that the assignment I have given to you here, the project. So we are going to be have a meeting with a 1 hour discussion with that your updates, that what how much work you have done and how it is progressing. So we are going to be take the updates from you. So you are going to be inform me that what how much you have done your project work, and if there is any need feedback, I'm going to be give to you based on that updates you are going to be informed. Okay, so this is going to be then we are going to be move for your midterm examination. Yeah, again I said that this is depend on that the university when that it is university is declaring the midterm exam week, then we are going to be decide the date. And then we are going to move for the data storage. I have already said that means here the data storage means here the memory that where actually you're going to place that data. Okay, so there are two types of memories we have said. So that is actually we are going to be discuss that the memory hierarchy, that okay what types of memories are there, smaller to larger or larger to smaller, and what are the importance of them. And then we are going to be moved to the specific main memory. So we are having here static and dynamic RAM. We should have to know them, what is the difference between them, and we're going to be discuss about the SRAM design, operation, and the DRAM design operation. So this is actually it is going to be take a bit time to understand these topics. We are after that we are going to be moved for the secondary storage. So you are going to be see that there is a mainly we are actually going to be discuss that the hard disk. So that in a hard disk, okay, inside of a hard disk, what are the components are there? So how that the hard disk works for read and write operation, then the different types of hard disk, and then the how we can actually what are the techniques that they are for enhancing the performance of the hard disk that we are going to discuss. So then input devices, I said already that we are going to be discuss about the keyboards. That is our targeting point. So here we are going to be know about some of the keyboard technology and troubleshooting and repairing procedures and some wireless input devices. And then actually we are going to be moved for PC diagnostic and testing and maintenance, where there are different topics are going to be handled, like identifying the computer problems and issues. So that can be the hardware problem, that can be the software problem. So we should have to know with that question mark that actually what type of problem we are having into a computer system. For the computer maintenance, how we are going to be maintain our computer system so that it helps remain good. Remain good. Then the hardware repairs and malware is going to be discussed a bit. The tips that okay, what are going to be that maintained here, and then the computer security threats like threats, recognized viruses, physical and digital securities. These are going to be explained. So this is what here that I mean we are getting the information, and then it is talking about that okay, in the first term and mid-term, that what is going to be the assessment strategy by following that the Harvard for following that the I mean um, yes, the Bloom's taxonomy, and this is for the first term and midterm, as well as we are having for the final. So this is actually your first the course evaluation, first term, midterm, and final. So you can check it. And these are the general policies for the instructors. It is same as it is that I mentioned it yesterday. That for all the courses we are following the same, but the exam procedures that I have said to you for hardware lab, it is here same. So it is your instructor information and the program outcomes and your Bloom's taxonomy indicators. So with that, we are finishing the discussion of the course outline. If you have any question here, you can ask. And do you have any question here?
No, sir. Nothing.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then. Thank you very much. Let's meet tomorrow and start. We are going to start the lecture tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Allah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.